Welcome to Stoked, Season 1, Episode 4. My name is Brian. With me is Jeremy.
Hi.
And Chris is over there, too.
Hello there, Brian.
So Chris, what do we got to talk about today?
Well, coming up in today's episode of Stoked, Brian, we've got a few things that we're going to want to talk about. One, I think we definitely probably wanted to say we've got some breaking news regarding pre-release ordering of the Star Trek Online
That's right.
game.
Oh, my goodness.
We've got some commentary and some insights from the latest dev chat that they just had. Cryptic does this, and we pay attention, and we sat up and we picked out a few of the goodies we're going to share with you. We've also got a bit of controversy going back to the pre-orders things to cover.
Say what?
And we've got a new Starship class that's going to be in-game. And I thought maybe we discuss a little bit about what people can expect the world of Star Trek to be like when the game's out inside.
That sounds like a great show.
I think so.
I'm looking forward to being a part of it.
I would listen to that show about Star Trek Online,
Did
Chris.
I forget anything, or was that...
That sounds about right.
Sounds like it.
All right.
Well, let's get into it.
Let's dive into it right off the top of the bat. According to the cheat sheet that Jeremy has created, let's start at the top. Let's talk about the space ability stuff, because this is the stuff that honestly interests me more than the other stuff.
Okay, this is all from the dev chat, then.
This is all from the dev chat.
Brian, you're looking forward to space combat like the most in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I mean, who isn't? I mean, come on. Space
I don't know.
I'm
hoping ground combat's going to be fun.
I have no doubt that it'll be fun, but let's face it, the space is what we're here for.
Yeah.
We want to be captains. We want to fly our ships around and blow stuff up.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
So what we're looking at here is we got a little more information from the dev chat. They did confirm for us more details basically about the skill-based system. This is kind of a theme that they've been going with. They released some information about it, and they just keep getting more and more questions, so they're answering more. We know that players themselves, as captains of these vessels, are going to have class-specific abilities. Now, previously we had said that space is going to be open-ended, that anybody can get any abilities that they want.
Nice.
But now they've been telling us now that depending on your career of choice, tactical, science,
interesting,
you will be gaining specific abilities that also these are not going to be available for your bridge officers. So you choose,
just you as a player can do it.
Right. So if you choose to be an engineer as your captain's class, you will gain abilities that your buddy that's doing tactical will not gain,
and your engineering officer himself probably won't gain.
Right, exactly. So that gives each player an actual incentive for space battle to go down a specific path.
Yeah. Have they made mention at all of what those might be yet? Any hints?
No, not really. The only things that they've hinted are very generic abilities like spacecraft weaponry and stuff like that. I'm assuming that since they're all... I mean, we're not even in beta yet. So I'm assuming that since they're in such a state of flux, they just haven't released anything to us because they don't want to be tied down to anything. I'm
just going to put this out there as a possibility. For the Cryptic folk, if you're thinking about what classes and what abilities you could pair up, you could make a Janeway class and just make it so you always get lost. I'm just saying that could be an option.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be a great one.
And that would be so much fun to play.
No sense of direction at all.
Yeah. And also because you're a woman, you just wouldn't be very good at combat.
Interesting. The woman captain got lost.
Yeah, you like that?
Interesting.
Yeah. Darn those female drivers.
I always found that rather fun.
I had not made that connection until now, but I do find that interesting.
I think I made that joke every episode I ever watched.
All right, so...
And it never got old, and that's the amazing part.
I think there's some serious potential there because, I mean, I could have a nice potpourri of skill sets, especially if you can...
Yeah.
If going through the game later on, you can pick up potentially aliens and add them to your crew. You could really hand select the alien that's going to best countermatch the abilities that you've already set up.
Right, but keep in mind that if you're playing as an engineer captain, the tactical officers that you pick up for your bridge officers will never have the same abilities, these specific abilities.
He's got to be really
that Brian might have as a tactical
If I'm
captain.
an engineer captain, I'm not going to be happy because I'm truly happy in the engine room and I probably shouldn't be in the center seat.
Right. That's true. Yeah. That's
right.
deep.
You probably shouldn't be in the center seat.
That's all I'm saying.
That's all you're saying.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm going to be clear. I'm going to be in the center seat.
Yeah. No,
that's just how that's going to work.
Yeah. All right.
So another big thing that was answered to us in the dev chat, and actually I'll take credit for this. I asked this question and they answered me. I know. I was all there and stuff.
A very own Jeremy.
Something I've been worried about with skill-based systems is how do you tell which content the player is supposed to pursue? Since there's no levels, you can't tell if a mission is level 6. If you are level 6, you'll know. Yeah. But in a skill-based system,
last episode we were concerned about.
Right, in a skill-based system, you're not going to know. So what Cryptic has done is they've set up an internal algorithm that will actually read your skill sets.
Called magic.
It will determine basically how many skill points you have and have spent, and from that, hopefully be able to extrapolate what level of content you're supposed to be able to go after.
Okay, so it's going to sort of analyze the situation,
yes,
and then present you with this hopefully the best scenario.
Right. And the way that it was presented seems to indicate that it'll just be a way to select the content that you go for. It won't be necessarily tailoring content to you.
Oh, I got you.
It'll just tell you which ones to go for.
Okay.
That's kind of what I picked up.
So it's like a level system. They're just not telling you that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
basically what
it's
it
a
is.
behind-the-curtain level system.
Got it.
It's a level system that you don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
That's
That's
pulled off
fancy.
well.
But
it's
it's-
kind of an interesting... I've never played an MMO like that, I don't think.
No, there's been a couple
Yeah, I
other
don't
skill-based
think I
systems. Anarchy Online, Star Wars Galaxies.
I've never played those.
Yeah.
No.
Star Wars Galaxies actually was really bad about this. This is what led me to ask the question, was you didn't know at any point what you were supposed to be doing with your skills. You didn't know
Was
where to go to
bad,
defeat
but they've
things.
fixed that now?
I know, that was before the revamp and
They
everything.
have
Yeah.
fixed it, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
That's interesting. No, I'm glad to hear that. I mean, it's a good sign then that it's something Cryptic already has on their radar, and they think they might have a solution for it. So that's a good sign.
yeah.
That's a very good
And
sign.
it seems like a pretty easy way to fix it. You just
Yeah.
you read the data and you make it work.
It's all about the numbers.
Yeah.
You just read the data and you make it work.
I like the
That's
idea
how it
that
goes.
basically
Yeah.
what they have is some huge spreadsheet with every character on there with all the numbers. And then they've got like some alien guy with multiple arms and they have several mice hooked up because, it's USB. So
It
you
is
can bunch
USB.
up.
You can do a
and
whole
then,
lot.
And then
yeah.
this guy's just doing the different
Multi-edit.
calculations. And it's a really nice spreadsheet. I mean, it even has a couple of tabs, but it's just
Whoa.
a dude with a spreadsheet. That's their system.
Excel to save us all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, for sure.
So the rest-
IPA for the
The
win.
rest
Good
of my
question.
notes from the dev chat were basically just terminology things that cropped up.
Like what?
There was
Well,
some,
let's hear about them.
there's some questions about how you gain new starships. What they basically told us is when you go up in a rank of starshipmanry,
What?
captainness.
Your starship piloting
You
level?
go up in a rank of starship captainness.
Captain
You gain a ship. You're given one. Here's your new ship.
All right.
If you want another
okay.
one of that same type, you have to gain. They released a word
What?
called merit.
No, that makes sense, right? You got to earn it.
Right. Well, you
You
go
don't-
up
you
a
don't like
rank
that,
and you
Brian?
gain a ship.
No, wait. So I'm assuming you take some time to deck your ship out, right?
Yeah.
So, like, when you gain up a new level in Starship Arenas, do you lose your old ship?
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
So you have two ships then.
And it's
You
not
get-
like just.
and eventually you get a
bam.
lot of ships, and then you can decide which ship you're going to look prettiest in the party in,
Yeah.
and then you take that ship.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm going to have every ship. That's just it.
I like the idea.
You
of
can
getting-
too.
I'm gonna.
Hold on, now just like Imagineer it for a second.
gonna.
Imagineer this. All right, you've
Okay.
got you're a starship captain,
Of course I am.
and you have your choice of starships.
Of course I do.
Yes.
Awesome.
Wait, that was
You
the
already-
whole Imagineer?
Just picture it. Just picture
You already
it.
know which class you're going to be flying in?
Excelsior.
All of them.
Oh, yeah.
Excelsior.
Oh, I'm really excited
The
about
big
getting the
thick
Constitution
neck on
class
it.
starship.
I've really been enamored with the Prometheus, I believe it is. It's got the big ball on the front.
There is a no. That's not the.
No?
Oh, that might, no, the well. The
No, that's
Prometheus-
not the Prometheus. My bad.
Prometheus I know of is the one that
Jeremy
splits
just
off into
wants
multiple ships.
Yeah, the one that's just
Yeah.
a big
You
ball on
want
the
you
front.
want you want Captain Crusher's medical ship. From,
Yeah, the
Next Generation.
Pasteur.
All
Yeah.
good things. Yep.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one you want.
That's the one.
Lame.
I mean, I definitely am going to have an Excelsior. I've got to have a Constitution class, and I think I need to have the. I'm going to skip the Voyager. I don't need an Intrepid.
I need-
but maybe
I need
the
to-
Sovereign, the Enterprise. That'd be
The
a good one.
Sovereign class looks too evil.
At some point, I'm going to fly a Defiant. That's or a
yeah.
Gallant or something in that class.
That'd be cool.
I just want them all.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Pokemon for me. I've got to collect them all.
Well, while we're talking about ship classes, why don't we talk about one of the new classes that they announced last week?
Great.
In the game, there's going to be a class called Discovery Class, which great class name.
Yeah.
That really
Right.
is. That really fits in pretty well. It's a pretty neat looking ship. What I like about what they're doing with these, and if you're watching the video version, I'll put a little imagery in so you can see what I'm talking about. But if you're looking at this sucker, it looks really sharp. It's a mix of Voyagers with the secondary deflector shield in the front. And then they've got like some actual like blueprint-esque drawings on here
They
that you
really
can look
do, yeah.
at, and
It looks great.
I mean, that just looks.
The nacelles
slick.
are kind of lie underneath and to the sides at an angle. It's
I
kind of cool looking.
I don't understand exactly how that works, but it looks like they rotate, and then when they rotate, they are like vertical.
That overhead view is very Voyager-esque.
Yeah.
yeah,
it is.
well, it's supposed to be kind of from that generation, but
I mean, all those
It
ships
looks
in that
great, though.
timeline all kind of have some general look and feel thing.
Well,
going
that's-
on.
that's the
they
Starfleet
all
look
look
and
like
feel,
they're kind
yeah.
of pseudo based or leading up to the Sovereign class.
right.
Yeah.
So the Discovery class is it's overall is 355 meters long, and it's got a maximum speed of warp factor 9.995 with a cruising speed of 8. So it's going to be that's a fast cruising
Yeah.
speed, warp
Yeah.
8. It's got some nice offensive systems, and it definitely check out some of these defensive systems. I just like the names they have. So it's an advanced deflector array, which makes me think you're going to be able to use it in game for some sort of like
sending out tachyon pulses.
Yeah, it's going to be something you use.
Inverted tachyon pulses.
It has improved sensors and targeting lock, which means some of our ships are going to have some issues with targeting. So that's obviously an area where you're going to upgrade your ship to get like better.
There is nothing I love more than having to overcome user interface shortcomings to enjoy the game.
And then they have reinforced shield generators, so that means the shields are going to be able to take a little bit of a pounding.
I don't think it's so much about overcoming user interface shortcomings. It's just players' inability to play a game properly. It's just like with the the Xbox 360 Star Trek game.
If you intentionally hobble the targeting, come on.
Oh, bullcrap.
Oh, well, no, yeah, if it's an intentional
bullcrap. So many people were complaining about like the Xbox 360 Star Trek game.
Yeah, because the controls are horrible.
Totally easy to master
and
controls.
And by everybody, you mean every single person except for you that bought the game.
Because I'm good at video games and I like Star Trek enough to know what to do. And so that I win the game.
Apparently, it's because you just were the only
really
person playing the game, so that's why you could win, because the game doesn't, nobody plays the game.
You and I played it.
Yeah, I don't, I?
And you died.
I don't like Star Trek.
Repeatedly.
A lot.
I don't like Star Trek.
One Excelsior
I guess I just don't like it. Is that what it is?
Sovereign class.
I'm not a Star Trek fan.
You hate Star Trek.
Yeah,
that's what I'm assuming.
No, it's
So this is what this is. This is giving people a leg up against people who have skills.
Well, we don't know.
No, because this is going to have advanced targeting, where some ships will probably then by thusly have bad targeting.
Improved sensors and targeting lock may just mean things like you can sense cloaks easier and do.
I'm just saying,
anti-photon.
If Cryptic is listening,
phasering.
You need to come up with something to give Chris a leg up. Otherwise, he's going to explode in his ship and die. Because I'm going to murder him easily. It's ridiculous.
What I played so far, I liked.
That's true.
Yeah. Just to let you know, that PAX demo was kind of on God mode, though.
Yeah.
No, but I just meant in terms of controls.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it was definitely on God mode.
Yeah, you could do no wrong
because even you beat it.
Yeah, there was no actual like damage being taken.
Right. Yeah.
But
great.
The other thing. So one last thing that I think is kind of interesting is that they say it has reinforced shield generators and reinforced titanium alloy hull, which makes me think that some ships are gonna have like improvements and upgrades to your hull, so that way if you lose your shields,
right,
some of you are gonna be able to stay in a firefight.
But the Discovery class is a science vessel, so
it is basically a take off of, it's a combination, at least in terms of looks. It looks like a combination of the Enterprise E and Voyager, a long range vessel, and it's commissioned about 50 years. Or 49 years before the game's timeline.
Okay.
So it's going to be, by the time we're playing the game, it's going to be a little bit older of a ship.
A little long in the tooth.
Well, but Starship designs have a long lifespan. I mean, we might even still see Constitutions.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's supposed to have maximum engine efficiency, and it's supposed to be great for a little mild combat.
Okay. Right. It's a science ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that I kind of wish that we were getting more info about on these ship releases is
includes holomitters throughout the ship for a photonic crew.
Yeah, that's kind of nice.
Whoa.
Or terrible.
Yeah. So we get a whole bunch of Voyager doctors.
Please state the nature of your engineering emergency.
The lead designer of the Discovery class says that they have taken everything that worked in the Intrepid class and improved it.
Huh.
Okay. Fair enough.
I think it's pretty cool.
The idea of a photonic crew could be good and bad.
It's a very Star Trek ship.
It's a very Star Trek ship.
And it looks very good. And I like the details that they've given us about it. So I mean, if nothing else, to me, it really says that Cryptic really gets Star Trek.
They get it. They get it. They're not just making designs that look kind of Star Trek-y. They're doing the whole thought into it with blueprints and concepts and purposes, and I like that a lot.
I would love to be able to see on some of these releases of the ships of the line, though, what kind of bridge officers stations they have.
Yeah.
We're not getting that info yet, probably because there's some balancing to do on that front. But I'd love to start seeing that as soon as possible.
Plus, come on, they've got to roll out the information one bit at a time to keep us all interested.
Yeah, just kind of give you a little
crack,
cookie.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I got you.
I love crack.
You do. You're big into crack.
Just little bits at a time.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The Cryptic guys know that. Don't get too much crack all at once. A little bit of a crack.
Okay. Do you want to also talk about the new screenshot that came out recently, just this last Friday?
The board shot?
Yeah?
Yeah.
I just want to say real quickly, not very good.
One.
You don't like it, huh?
No.
Really?
I mean, the nebula's pretty. And this might
like
be good if it's like a stationary thing that you come across as you're exploring. That might not be bad.
Why wouldn't it be?
Maybe it looks great.
But if
it doesn't look like it's blowing up, it looks like it's stationary.
But it also looks like the cube is empty.
Well, because it's dead.
Okay, but no, I mean like empty, like it was just an empty shell.
So it's a Borg cube sitting in space with a beautiful nebula behind it. There's tons of debris all around it, as if it just went through a horrible, horrible battle. And
I think it is. I think it's dead. I think it's
just been sitting there dead. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Okay, just like empty debris that's been there for a while. Maybe this is the remnants of Wolf 359 or whatever.
This is what a Borg cube looks like.
It's like in the top corner too.
After I show
one
up.
cube.
So I'm saying.
All right.
Wolf 359.
So I think it looks kind of nice. I agree though. The cube itself does look kind of empty on the inside. It looks like just the shell of the Borg cube, and it like came apart. But honestly, it looks better than any Borg cube video game I've ever seen. So
yeah, I'm pretty happy. I've been much more impressed with the previous screenshots they released. This wasn't. This wasn't as eye catching.
I actually like this screenshot a lot more than I've liked any of the ground screenshots so far. Because the ground screenshots, I still think everyone looks like they're wearing pleather for faces, and that still weirds me out a little bit. But I know it looks good and all. It's just I like the space shots. I think they look really really
space
good.
Is your game.
And they've been comparing very well against EVE Online, which is really if we're comparing against things looking good in space in a game, that's what we're comparing against right now. Yeah. And honestly, we're looking really good against EVE Online, so that makes me happy.
Yeah. EVE is older, so I'm really. It'd be kind of sad if it still didn't look better. But I think you're right, and since it's the major competition, you might call it. Yeah,
it's been looking good.
You think it is? I don't think EVE Online is going to be Star Trek Online's major competition. I think it's going to be Star Wars: The Old Republic. I think it's going to be a couple of the other games we saw at PAX that are MMOs. I mean, I think it's going to be the World of Warcraft expansion.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, honestly, actually, the biggest competition for Star Trek Online for me is Vendetta Online. But Vendetta Online doesn't have nearly the graphics capabilities, and it's very, very limited in gameplay compared to Star Trek Online. So Vendetta Online, for those who haven't seen it, is basically like more of a space flight sim, kind of more like a Wing Commander, only that's pretty much all it is. It's like Wing Commander Privateer, massively multiplayer, if any of you have played those games.
That'd be cool.
Wing Commander was epic.
Yeah, great games, but it's very limited. Whereas it doesn't have this big epic universe behind it. It doesn't have a lot you can really do in terms of gameplay. The strategic elements really aren't quite there as much. It's more arcade, kind of twitchy gameplay.
But you were playing it. You were playing it with joysticks.
Yeah.
So that's
cool.
Actually,
and
which is cool.
Champions Online has support for the Xbox 360 controller, so I'm assuming since there's so many engine similarities between that and Stoked.
I'm wondering. I mean, if you could play Stoked with a joystick, that would be very cool.
Xbox 360 controller, plug it in. Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I want a joystick. Screw the 360 controller.
What, like an actually like flight stick?
I don't think it's really gonna lend itself really to a joystick though.
You don't think the space combat?
No, absolutely not, because you're not in the cockpit.
No, and the way that the keys and everything played.
No, if you were in a cockpit, a joystick and a throttle stick would be great, but that's not what this game is.
Right.
Which is okay by me.
It's more like a Bridge Commander situation.
Yeah,
so many
much more Bridge Commandery. More strategic, less flight simmy.
Right.
Which is good.
I can actually already imagine on an Xbox 360 you could have one for directional and one for shields.
Well, one for moving your camera, one for angling your ship, and then your
I can see how it
D-pad for shields.
Really well.
That would work.
Yeah.
Boy, I might have to get an Xbox 360 controller.
Assuming they map it all out right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think they will.
I thought you want that touch hand thing, Jeremy.
I do, but the Peregrine.
The Peregrine thing.
Who knows when that's coming out?
Yeah, you do like motions with your fingers, and it acts as keyboard shortcuts.
Yeah, cool. Got to catch that.
Yeah, that's just weird.
I like it.
That's not my thing.
That's
not my cup of tea, guys.
I got to play Warcraft 3 with it. It was fun.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Warcraft 3, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That brand new game that just came out?
Warcraft 3.
We've got shots of you playing it on our YouTube page at youtube.com/Jupiter Broadcasting. Looking for
you were loving
the
that.
gear at PAX or something.
I do love it.
The PAX gear or something like that. There's a video that we took of Jeremy doing the whole thing.
Yeah, I was interviewed by the guys there for their press kit and everything.
At length. You were sitting there for like an hour.
I know. They were so in love with me.
Yeah.
Who can blame them?
They thought you were pretty, apparently. So we've got another screenshot up here that we want to talk about briefly, I think. And this is the fake one, right?
Yeah, maybe we should get into that whole thing because...
let's get back to the beginning then. This is about pre-orders.
Yeah.
Now, good news for anybody excited about Star Trek Online, both Amazon and GameStop and probably a few other sites that I don't know about firsthand are offering pre-orders. You can now go on there and reserve your copy of Star Trek Online. So awesome. Yes.
The problem is just like all this kind of stuff, there is a little gotcha.
Yeah.
There always is a gotcha.
Now, this is something I've only seen GameStop doing. So, bad on them, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
They have released some sort of details offering incentives to pre-ordering.
Hey, that's great.
Right. But we can't get any confirmation from Cryptic or anybody connected to the game at all that these are actually accurate. And
Oops.
Okay, so what GameStop is offering you is a Constitution class ship with blue phasers and an extra engineering bridge.
It's actually worse than that too. But go ahead, keep going.
Okay. Now they have on their website, on the GameStop website, there's a screenshot, or what they're calling a screenshot of the bonus, but it's not an in-game shot.
It's not a shot from Star Trek Online at all.
No.
So they have a shot of a classic. They have a shot of a classic Constitution class, like the original series Kirk style ship that they're saying is going to be you get by pre-ordering. But this isn't confirmed by Cryptic, and it's not even a shot from the game.
It's not a shot from any game. It's not even computer rendered. It's a matte painting.
It's a pretty screenshot, though, if it was a shot.
But it's not a shot. It's a matte painting. If you look at it closely, it's just...
But I wouldn't mind having that on my wall.
Somebody drew that.
That looks really pretty, though.
Yeah, I love that on my wall.
Poster they're giving away, but they say no, it's an upgradable starship. That it comes equipped with blue phasers and extra engineering station mod slot.
Huh. I want a mod slot.
How do they know that?
Yeah.
I don't even know what the heck a mod slot would be.
Here's the thing, is if you want to pre-order Star Trek Online, we'll put a link in the show notes with our affiliate ID, so it'll help support the show. It's through Amazon, and they're going. I feel like they're going a little more legit here because the GameStop thing goes on even further. GameStop's also offering a $100 pre-order kit. Have you seen this?
No, like a collector's edition?
It's a collector's edition, and it promises a bunch of stuff that, again, has not been said backed up by Cryptic.
Now
they're scamming. GameStop is basically preying on the Star Trek hardcore.
Right. Now, let's be honest. If the actual end product does not cost the same, they'll make it up to you. They're not going to steal your money.
But they're trying to use that to get you to pre-order through them, but not someone else.
Exactly. Now, I think it's immoral. Possibly even illegal.
Has Cryptic come out and said that what GameStop is doing is outright wrong?
No, and actually Cryptic, the only thing that we've ever gotten is an old statement saying that if they ever release anything regarding their release date, their collector's edition, you will hear about it here first. That means their official site.
Right.
Like
so
they will release the details.
StarTrekOnline.com will have that information.
And if you think back to how Champions was released, they had all the details on their site first before the vendors got it.
That's where it went.
Yeah.
So maybe this is just.
I'm sorry. So it's the collector's edition is $79.99. Not. It's $100.
What does that get you? What is the collector's edition?
I'm looking it up, but
all right. So while Chris is looking that up, so I mean, GameStop and all these other ones did things with Champions Online too, where if you order through them, you get custom costumes and blah,
so there
blah,
probably
blah.
will be some sort of incentive.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, and you have to work with the studios between GameStop and Cryptic to make that work. So maybe they've already had stuff. Maybe GameStop just jumped the gun where Cryptic wasn't ready for them to announce stuff.
Maybe. On a similar note,
wow, if I can't tell any. So for the $80 version, the scam version, they because the regular price, like if you buy it through Amazon, is $50. GameStop has an $80 version here, and I don't see anything extra about. The only thing it says on here with the collector's edition is if you order it by February 1st, you'll guarantee get it the day the game's released.
Okay.
Which they're saying
nice.
In a statement that says street date guarantee, they're saying is February 2nd.
February 2nd.
As if GameStop has the authority to say your game will release on this day. Now, okay,
so
first of all,
sounds like a screw up.
Oh, bad news.
What's that?
Bad news. They're talking about the game here, and they say, become part of Star Trek, the Star Trek universe will appear for the first time in a massively multiplayer online game. Everything from the elegant domes of Starfleet Academy to the ancient temples of Vulcan, from the towers of Kronos to the fire caves of Bajor.
What?
Fire caves of Bajor.
You know what? That sounds almost word for word like old Perpetual Entertainment.
I got to play on Bajor in this game.
No, you don't have to.
I'm out.
Stupid Bajor.
I'm just
so
kidding.
True, man.
I just hate Bajorans.
I just hate them so much with their stupid noses.
Caves.
Their cave love.
So I think what I'm getting at right in here is...
So I'm going to pre-order, but I say don't pre-order from GameStop.
Yeah, I'm going to pre-order through Amazon just to be safe, because come on, it's Amazon as opposed to
And I'm going
GameStop.
to put our affiliate link in the show notes, so if people want to help support the show, they can order through that. We make this small.
My guess
we would
is
really love you for that.
This is probably just them jumping the gun, getting the ID into their system, and they copied and pasted from the old information that they had, put it in there, and then that's all there was to it.
Yeah.
They probably have been talking with Cryptic about pre-order and extra goodies you get, but Cryptic Cryptic's probably just not ready to go public with them yet, and they jumped the gun. It's kind of lame that they jumped the gun, but I'm not going to knock them for that unless Cryptic come out and says, no, this is all a bunch of BS. GameStop's lying.
Right.
I'm just going to assume they jumped the gun. No biggie.
Hopefully that's all.
I'm still going to grab it from Amazon because honestly, the Amazon listing for it looks really legit, as opposed to the GameStop one, which kind of raises a couple of red flags. So.
I'll be honest, I'm not going to pre-order yet because I want to see actual information from Cryptic before.
Oh, I'm going to pre-order.
Well, the only problem is I've already pre-ordered it. But yeah,
don't you have like everything Star Trek on your personal RSS feeds, and it just as soon as you see something for sale, you buy it?
Yeah, I have RSS associated that's tied into my credit card, and it should I should do that because it's basically that.
That would save you so much time.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And then you just get goodies in the mail all the time.
Vital moments I could save there. All right, so moving on, gentlemen. What else do we want to cover in this fine episode of Stoked?
I've only got one more little note here. Is that I maybe this is a scoop, but I'm following Zink on Twitter. Craig Zinkovich, their producer. Maybe I'm a little bit of a stalker.
All right,
it's possible.
Jeremy's definitely a little bit of a stalker.
Yeah, for sure.
3 or 4 days
Craig
ago,
Zinkovich should be worried.
There was an automatic twit on his Twitter that said that tweet. Yeah, there was an automatic tweet sent from the little tag at the bottom said sent from Star Trek Online.
Shut up.
That said his character had reached level 25. So this means that there's an actual internally playable game that they're out there playing.
So he's out there playing it, and and you're also confirming they do have the Twitter. They have the Twitter.
Oh, that's right. They have levels.
I was going to say they have the Twitter integration, and they do have levels.
I thought they didn't have levels.
I thought they didn't have levels. I didn't even catch that.
How did you not catch that?
My mind is blown.
The tweet can only have 140 characters, and it was entirely dedicated to which level it was at. How... That'd be like me tweeting, hey, everybody, I just took a poop. And you noticing, oh, hey, Brian was awake at 6 a.m. Not that Brian took a poop.
That is exactly what
I try not to notice when you take a poop.
It's like notice. He tells everybody.
It's like you're Sherlock Holmes, but you're dyslexic.
Like a really bad Sherlock Holmes.
Like a really bad Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock
that was
Holmes
like
that never solves the case.
I hereby tender my resignation.
This man, here's his social security number. Oh no, I didn't know he was a black guy.
What's his user ID on Twitter, in case people want to follow him?
Cryptic Zink.
Cryptic Zink. And
nice.
So that actually confirms, or at least there's some sort of, at this point in a level system, there's some sort of Twitter integration, and there's people out there right now actively playing some sort of form of Star Trek Online.
Or he is really screwing with us right now.
It's possible.
Yeah, he could have a great sense of humor, and he's listening right now. And
no, because if it says in the from that it was from the Star Trek
totally
Online,
easy,
but it doesn't necessarily mean it was
spoof that.
No, a little XML RPC call, and you can spoof it.
That's a lot of work to
also,
dude. I can make you a thing where you paste into a web browser URL, and it will do it immediately.
Really?
Yes.
Well, we need to do that.
What would we do that for?
We should start tweeting from Star Trek Online.
Duh.
Oh man, I totally just killed Bajorans. Ha ha ha, woo! From Star Trek Online.
They stink just as bad when they're dead.
Ha ha ha, woo! By the way, everyone needs to end all of their tweets, if you do that, with ha ha ha, woo.
That's
one word or 2 words?
Ha ha ha, space, woo.
All right.
And that's as many O's as you have characters left.
Right, you finished up, right.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, so does there anything else we want to cover? We're going to make this a little shorter episode. Does that
I think this is a short one.
Hey, why stretch it out? Right. It's either that or I could talk about meat wieners.
No, I'm good.
You
I think we covered that.
Did we get that last episode?
Yeah, we did.
Because I have a story about meat wieners, guys.
Save it.
Maybe people.
I'll save it till
just check out the last episode.
Yeah, that's actually a good point because it's all available at JupiterBroadcasting.com, where you can check out our back stories, back issues, back episodes, back podosodes of Stoked.
Yeah.
You can also check out Casta Blasta, our old sci-fi show, where we just chat about stuff. We haven't done one in a while, but it's there for your perusing pleasure.
We should also mention if people want to get a hold of us, they want to give us feedback and interact. There's a couple of different ways they can do that.
They sure can.
The standard traditional way is JupiterColony.com. You can go into the Casta Blasta section because that's where Stoked lives right now until the forum gets fixed. But then,
man, that forum has been broken a while.
I know.
Isn't that your job?
No.
That's a hosting provider.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and
they've dropped the
kick
ball.
them in the face.
There is the Facebook page over at facebook.com/JupiterBroadcasting.
Now, that's a great place because we're also holding a giveaway we should probably mention this really quickly.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
doing
Oh, you're right.
We're gonna launch 2 giveaways. The current giveaway is currently in progress. Is we're giving away a Popcorn Hour, which is a media center device. If
Popcorn
you
Hour
haven't seen those before.
A100.
Yeah.
And the details are in the discussion section over at facebook.com.
You only have a couple of days to get in on that.
Yeah.
We're going to close off the eligibility for that. I believe
Friday,
it's,
the week this comes out.
No, it's Thursday night.
Thursday
we're closing
night,
off
yeah.
eligibility, and then we'll make
October
our
1st,
thing on
is that-
Friday. I believe it's October 1st.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
So act quickly.
yeah, and then down the road we're going to be giving away a Kodak ZI8. The details
how
there
fancy.
are
And other
also
things, maybe if we
in
get our
the-
hands on new toys, and we could give
we-
those away as
There
well.
If we do.
There is something specifically applicable to this audience we're trying to get the ability to give away.
Yeah. Should
Yeah.
I go ahead and mention? We're
No.
Okay.
Well, we
we're
have nothing yet.
we've got
so-
nothing.
we don't
yet.
have it yet. We're
Right.
just
Yeah.
trying
We'll
our
work
But
on
this
it.
audience specifically
for
will be
you.
interested.
We're trying for you.
We're trying.
right.
All right. So I think that's about all we got for this week.
Think so.
We're going to wrap it up a little bit early so everyone can go out and get drunk.